wherever we could perform. We didn't become professional until we got a record deal around 12 years old.
And the image that you see all day, every day, and you don't see the human form.
Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes of the world's most influential power couple? Over the years, Jay-Z and Beyoncé have appeared as the epitome of success, love, and musical brilliance. Their relationship was introduced to the public as a fairy tale romance. He was the iconic Brooklyn rapper-turned-mogul, and she was the unstoppable force from Destiny's Child who became a global superstar. Together, they forged an unparalleled empire that commands respect from fans, fellow artists, and industry insiders alike. Yet whispers never ceased, especially when it came to the woman known as Cathy White, whose name persists in the darkest corners of internet speculation. Rumor has it that her story poses a grave threat to the polished image Jay-Z and Beyoncé have so carefully cultivated. At the height of their fame, the Carters excelled at controlling their narrative. Beyoncé dazzled with her legendary performances, from sold-out stadium tours to iconic Super Bowl appearances, leaving audiences breathless. Jay-Z thrived not only in music but also in business, launching ventures that ranged from sports management firms to high-end champagne brands. Their marriage became the ultimate example of a power couple thriving in an industry often plagued by scandals and heartbreak. Yet behind every red carpet moment and meticulously arranged photo opportunity,
I battled with the edit, and in the end, I just jumped. And I said, I am no different than any woman. And I feel like
in all the things that matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those in the know murmured about a figure from Jay-Z's past, a woman rumored to have stepped into the most private areas of his life and vanished under mysterious circumstances. If you sift through tabloids and internet forums, you'll find a recurring storyline. Cathy White was rumored to be intimately involved with Jay-Z before and even during the early days of his relationship with Beyoncé. Some stories paint her as a fleeting flame who, for whatever reason, remained in the background. Others suggest the connection was far deeper, a genuine bond that might have overlapped with a time when Jay-Z was still defining the future he wanted with Beyoncé. While skeptics wave these rumors off as baseless gossip, they persist with uncanny determination. The repeated emergence of Cathy White's name, long after her passing, has led many to suspect that certain powerful individuals worked tirelessly to ensure this story never reached the mainstream spotlight. An even more controversial element asserts that Cathy White was pregnant. According to this narrative, she learned about her pregnancy in the midst of intense turmoil for Beyoncé, who was herself struggling to conceive. Such timing, if true, would have threatened the Carter brand in ways unimaginable. From the outside, Jay-Z and Beyoncé were unstoppable, releasing hits and breaking records. But privately, if faced with the possibility of an unborn child that might not fit their perfectly crafted public life, they would have found themselves in a precarious situation. People familiar with the rumor say the stress was palpable, with frantic behind-the-scenes efforts aimed at managing what could have been a catastrophic leak.
I didn't even say I'm gonna do any specific type of album. I just did whatever I loved, and I was inspired by so many different travels and types of music that I was exposed to, going to watch my sister DJ and, going to some of the festivals and watching my husband perform. And I was really inspired by Africa and Fela Kuti and jazz, and I kind of mixed everything together and came up with my own little genre.
Then comes the most unsettling turn, Cathy White's untimely death. Official reports attribute it to a sudden medical crisis, but skeptics claim that far more sinister forces were at play. Various internet sleuths have tried to piece together so-called clues, pointing to the potential involvement of powerful figures, perhaps not only from the Carter inner circle, but also from a broader network of influencers who wanted to keep the story off the record. The speculation spirals in multiple directions. Some believe hush money changed hands, while others imagine legal threats that coerced friends and acquaintances into silence. At the very least, the timing of Cathy's death gave conspiracy theorists ample reason to suspect foul play. For years, these allegations remained confined to small corners of online message boards, overshadowed by the Carters' massive commercial success and philanthropic endeavors. People were more inclined to talk about Beyoncé's spectacular stage presence or Jay-Z's record-breaking album sales than to delve into rumors that might tarnish their legacy. Even so, The name Cathy White surfaced time and again, never disappearing completely. Each time it returned, whether in a minor YouTube video or a fleeting social media thread, it came with a fresh spin on the same questions. Was Jay-Z actually involved with this mysterious woman? Did a secret pregnancy complicate the Carter power dynamic? And most disturbingly, was there a cover-up surrounding her death? As if that weren't enough, another wave of rumors introduced an even more dramatic twist. The notion that Blue Ivy, Jay-Z and Beyoncé's eldest daughter,
This really cute kid is listening to the song at the gas station. He works at the gas station. And I drive up in this incredible car, and I wink at him, and I ask him how to get to the freeway, and he's lost for words, basically. It's really witty, and it's really cute. I'm very excited because my new commercial will debut on the very first episode of Pepsi Smash.
eventually discovered unsettling information about Cathy White. According to unverified whispers, Blue Ivy stumbled upon evidence, maybe documents, maybe whispered anecdotes from people who knew the family well, or perhaps cryptic remarks overheard in hushed conversations that painted her parents in a far darker light than she had ever imagined. The most shocking claim is that she confronted Beyoncé, accusing her mother of complicity in Cathy White's alleged demise, even throwing around terms like killer. Many fans refuse to accept such a story. They see it as an outrageous, malicious rumor designed to tear down a beloved icon. Others, however, think the Carter brand's capacity for secrecy could indeed hide painful truths from the public, and maybe even from their own children. What makes these rumors particularly potent is the Carters' long-standing policy of maintaining silence. Typically, when celebrities face controversy, they either issue denials or grant interviews to clear the air. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have historically chosen a different route, rarely giving direct responses to the sensational gossip swirling around them. Their reticence only feeds the curiosity of those determined to find hidden meanings in their lyrics, music videos, and live performances. For instance, Beyoncé's Lemonade album, which tackled themes of betrayal and infidelity, ignited a frenzy of online speculation about real-life parallels. Yet there was no overt mention of anyone named Cathy White. That omission for some is just another reason to believe the Carters deliberately keep certain chapters of their story under lock and key. In the court of public opinion, the result is a sharp divide between staunch defenders and relentless critics. Devoted fans argue that the Carters have built their empire on talent, hard work, and an unbreakable bond. If there was any truth to these outlandish theories, wouldn't hard evidence have surfaced by now, given how many people are watching their every move?
And the image that you see all day, every day, and you don't see the human form. And I think when Nina Simone put out music, you loved her voice. That's what she wanted you to love. That was her instrument.
On the other hand, skeptics remain convinced that where there's smoke, there's fire. High-profile figures have the resources to ensure secrecy, making it possible that the details of Cathy White's story remain hidden in plain sight, overshadowed by the endless wave of Bayhive fandom and public adoration. Meanwhile, the alleged emotional fallout within the Carter household can't be dismissed. Imagine the toll on a family if a child started questioning the morals and actions of her parents, if she believed that behind their glamorous life stood a dark secret involving a pregnant woman who died under unusual circumstances. Whether or not this confrontation actually took place, the rumor underscores just how powerful these narratives can be. They invite us to consider whether the unstoppable Carter brand is built on a silent agreement to never address an inconvenient past. Even the notion that Blue Ivy might bear hidden resentment toward her parents sends ripples through the entertainment world, sparking debates over how far the Carters might go to protect their legacy. One dimension that rarely gets explored is the personality of Cathy White herself. Who was she beyond the lurid headlines? Some acquaintances described her as driven, intelligent, and warm. Someone who cared deeply for the people in her life. Those who believe the rumors speculate she could have been poised to expose a secret that would have rattled the Carter empire, while others see her as a tragic figure caught in the crossfire of a high-profile relationship. Her actual life story, overshadowed by sensational claims, might hold untold nuances that have nothing to do with the Carters at all. Regardless, her name has become synonymous with this swirling cloud of intrigue, an emblem of a supposed scandal that refuses to fade away. And so the cycle continues. New waves of gossip surface whenever Jay-Z and Beyoncé embark on major tours, release new albums, or hint at personal revelations in their art. Podcasters latch onto the Cathy White story during slow news cycles. Fans passionately defend the Carters in social media comment wars, and conspiracy theorists produce elaborate timelines and speculation-laden videos. No matter how many times the Carters climb the charts or dominate award shows.
I was actually pregnant at the time, and I thought, you know, by the time this comes out, my daughter will understand it's my voice, and what an incredible, cool point.
And what a cool role, too.
It's such a beautiful role, and you know, it has so much depth. You know, it's so emotional, and I literally, I was crying when I did the voiceover, and it was the first thing I did after giving birth.
The murmur persists. Perhaps the real question is why, after all these years, the specter of Cathy White still looms large in certain circles. If there is absolutely no truth to the speculation, why does her name continue to haunt the narrative around this famously private couple? Equally intriguing is how this rumor might evolve in the future. Some observers predict that one day the Carter family, or someone close to them, will address the topic directly in a memoir, documentary, or long-form interview. Others believe the story may never see the light of official confirmation, subsisting forever in the realm of speculation. After all, the entertainment industry has its fair share of urban legends that remain unproven and unchallenged. For every rumor that's eventually debunked, there's another that lingers, persistent and unyielding. The Cathy White affair could end up as one of those unconfirmed myths that define the Carters' mystique for generations to come. Still, it's impossible to ignore the human angle. If any part of these rumors holds water, it means real lives were disrupted or destroyed along the way. Imagine a woman facing sudden medical complications while pregnant, the anxiety of uncertain fatherhood, and a marriage tested by the prospect of scandal. These are not just sensational bullet points.
You know, wherever we could perform, we didn't become professional until we got a record deal around 12 years old.
So who wanted to do this, you or your parents?
Absolutely me. Once I saw Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson, I'm like, oh my God.
They are deeply personal struggles with the power to scar anyone involved. And if Blue Ivy ever did confront her parents about it, we can only fathom the heartbreak of discovering a narrative that upends your childhood image of love and happiness. Regardless of where you stand, whether you dismiss this as pure fiction or believe every rumor, there is one undeniable fact. The Carter family has crafted an empire that dominates our cultural landscape, and Cathy White's story remains a recurring piece of the puzzle. Maybe it's just the world's collective fascination with seeing idols challenged. Maybe it's the allure of unraveling the so-called perfect family narrative. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a truth far more disturbing hidden beneath the synchronized dances and million-dollar smiles. What lies ahead is anyone's guess. The Carters may continue their tradition of unbreakable silence, content to let the rumor mill churn without official response, or the entire conversation could fade away, overshadowed by new controversies or shifts in public focus. Yet every time someone mentions the name Cathy White, it's as though a spotlight flickers in a dark theater, hinting there's still more to uncover. Whether we ever learn the full story, or whether we're merely lost in a labyrinth of gossip, is something only time will reveal. So as we reach the end of this winding tale, consider the power that secrets can hold, especially when paired with unimaginable fame. The Carters have soared to heights few couples ever reach, yet shadows always follow bright lights. Maybe Cathy White was just a fleeting chapter, magnified by rumor, or maybe her tale represents a much bigger truth that's too explosive to face head-on. Until someone with first-hand knowledge steps forward, we're left speculating about the blurred line between reality and myth. And for those who can't let go of the story, there's always the lingering possibility that the most jaw-dropping revelations lurk right around the corner, waiting for the perfect moment to shatter everything we think we know about America's most iconic music dynasty.